I'm back on trail. I got about 28 or 29 hours of rest, so I don't feel as sore as I even did yesterday. I don't think I feel sore at all, so I think that was good. Next stop is Twin Lakes. Must have been a fire. There's one lone tree right there. Where I'm going, where I am, far into the wilderness, and where I've been. I'm going up there somewhere, not sure where. Gigantic ants. Oh, the trail smells so good. It smells really spicy and reminds me of northern Oregon and southern Washington. It's also kind of tough because it goes up and down and up and down, but that's all right because I'm enjoying the smell. So I guess I'm going up to that saddle there. That's pretty cool. Or maybe it could be that saddle right there. Either way, I'm almost there. Okay, I think it's that one and not that one. Cool. This is for Terry. I like the way these trees grow when you're up here. I think what happens is that the snow is so deep everywhere that like the tips of them emerge and animals eat the greens off. And so they don't grow very tall, they grow really squatty. Kind of reminds me of the work we do at the Japanese garden. See, even these taller ones, eventually they can get tall, but they stay kind of squatty at the bottom. It's kind of a cool shape. Well, there's Breckenridge, and there's where I'm going, where I've been. I've been somewhere out there too. Breckenridge. And where I'm going. Here's where I'm going. There's a hiker in there. that person is not a hiker. It's a mountain biker pushing their bike for a trail that's supposedly super popular. I've only seen one other backpacker on this trail. Uh-oh, I hope the top is coming soon. So I met two young women. I swear I saw them in town today. Ooh, look that way. So I just reeled in the guy that was in front of me, and I met him. His name is William. His trail name is Lion King. And I told him I was hiking the CDT, and that he and the two girls were the first hikers I've seen go in this direction since I started hiking in Rollins. And he's like, "You're hiking the CDT?" And he's like, "Let me give you a big hug. You're badass." I'm like, I don't know, this climb was just as bad as all the other ones on the CDT. So anyway, so yeah, I guess I'm in a little bubble. He said there's 3 more hikers ahead of these 3, so maybe I'll have a little more of a social experience, at least briefly here and there. And I'm going down pretty good now, looking for a place where I can pee. And then I'll start looking for a place where I can camp soon. So looks like I'm gonna probably end up in Copper Mountain Resort before I find any flat spots to sleep on, because like it's just, you know, not flat. And if I had been smarter about this, there's a bus, the same bus I've been taking around Breckenridge and Frisco, that I could have taken the bus to the little hostel, gotten a room, dumped my stuff, taken it back to Frisco and slack packed. That would have been good. And I think there's a tavern there. So I'm kind of thinking maybe when I get down there, I should just go and see if there's any room at the hostel and just not camp out. Why not? I may regret passing up this campsite. Well, Copper Mountain's still 4 miles ahead, which would take me a couple of hours, maybe an hour and a half. And it's already after 5. So if I stop before Copper Mountain, before the 4 miles are up, I can research if they have breakfast. So there is a breakfast diner that has avocado toast with eggs. That's what I had this morning. It was very good. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go in for breakfast tomorrow. Why not? Have fun, right? Too early for the breakfast place. There's a Starbucks. I think they open pretty early. I'll check it out. I'm about 20 minutes early for breakfast. I guess I can wait. Well, the Black Diamond Grill looks closed forever and has no hours posted on the outside. Looks like they're building a little place to ski in the summer. Well, I wasted about 45 minutes and I went to Starbucks. And there's a detour because they're doing all this. So I think I'm like 23 miles from Tennessee Pass, which leads to Leadville. So I can go to another town. I checked the weather and it's gonna rain at 4, around 4. I got a 12,000 foot mountain coming up right now. So if I get up and over it, I should be out of the danger zone before it rains. Now where do I go? Look how smooth the trail is. Oh my God, this is not the CDT. There's tent sites everywhere on the Colorado Trail. And the trail is so soft and smooth. I feel so happy hiking in here. I feel like I'm on the PCT. So I wonder if that's Cyril's Pass that I'm going up to. Probably is. We'll see though. So many people up here. Well, let's hope I don't get rained on. Here's where I've been. I came up this valley. Look at the amazing colors. I think that's the saddle that I'm going to. This is called Janet's Cabin. I'm not sure what the significance of it is. There's where I'm going. This is incredibly beautiful. Can't get over it. Well, I didn't quite make it to the top of this path before it started pouring. Oh, brr. Oh man, rain and hail at the same time was stinging my legs. But it's let up a little bit and it's not too bad. I got my poncho. I think I'll survive. Look at this. Here's where I came from. There's that pass. There's a hiker. That's where I'm going roughly. This is so beautiful. Still raining. Well, the sun has come out. I'm walking a maze of willows. I can hear the pika squeaking up in those rocks. And it looks like I'm gonna climb up again. The marmot. I haven't seen a lot of them. Hi. At least I'm going down. Safety is coming. I guess it's not raining now, but oh, I'm so cold and my shorts are all wet. It rained pretty hard and there was a couple of claps of lightning and thunder, but looks like I'm safe now. That's where he came down from. Well, it's like 15, 20 minutes later, sun's out. Pretty easy trail. Seems like an old road. Oh, it's still raining. I don't know if it's gonna stop today. I hope it does because I'm pretty wet. My arms are wet. The rest of me is dry enough. My feet are wet. And yeah, I don't like being rained on. It's not something I like at all. So to stay dry, what seemed to work is to wear my rain jacket, which I made myself and wasn't certain if it would actually work, and my rain skirt, which I also made myself, and then wear my poncho on top, and it covers my backpack. but water still gets into my arms and kind of like down in here, gets in, kind of goes down my chest a little bit. So looks like it might be clearing up, and if it does, I think I'll try to dry myself off in the sun and hope that the rain doesn't come back. The weather report did say it would rain at 4 and at 8. So hopefully I'll have a campsite before it starts raining again, and I'll be dry when I get in there, unlike that last time when I was hiking up towards Webster Pass. I was soaking wet when I got into my tent that night. It was hard to warm up and dry up. Well, I felt like I was really pushing my luck there with the little dry window that I had. And so I saw this campsite. Ooh, look, there's a tent stake. Cool. I'll grab that in the morning if it stops raining. But I saw this little campsite and I thought, okay, I'm gonna take it because I don't think my luck's gonna last. And just as I was like setting up my tent, it started to rain, and now it's really raining. So I think I got 20 miles in though, so that's pretty good. I'll have to check, but it's like 5.5 miles to Tennessee Pass, and I can go to Leadville and maybe get a melee, which is a type of a fleece sweater, and maybe get a burger, and if it rains like it did today, maybe get a room. I'm not about the suffering if I don't have to. When I stopped last night, I only had about 1 liter of water left, and I stopped at about 4:30. So it was a long night of trying not to drink any water, and so I ate some cookies and made a little cold coffee for breakfast, and then took down my tent and everything, which was soaking wet, and walked a mile to a creek so I could get some breakfast. Ah, a lot of willows here. And yeah, so I had cold cereal for breakfast, grape nuts mixed with granola and powdered milk. And so I set up my tent at 4:30 last night, and it was raining as I was setting it up, and it rained for like 3 or 4 more hours. So I've noticed that when it does that, my tent gets a lot of condensation, so the whole thing is wet on the inside. But if I set the pole up inside, kind of tilted over, when the fabric gets wet and it starts to sag all over the place, I can just straighten the pole up, and that tightens it back up. And also, I stuck one of my other poles. I have 2 poles. I stuck the other one, like I wedged it up against the back to kind of keep it away from me, so that when I rolled around in there, I didn't touch it with my sleeping bag. But nevertheless, everything I have is wet or damp or miserable. So fortunately, the skies are clear, and there's a road coming up, and the comments in Far Out say that there's a abandoned gas station on the road. So if you just hike up the road and go to the gas station, they say there's trail magic there. Now, I'm not exactly enthused about the trail magic so much as the pavement in the sun. I can dry all my stuff off there, and it won't be like laying in the mud. Everything is wet. The dirt's wet, the plants are wet. So an abandoned convenience store sounds like a good shortcut. I don't know if you can see this, but it's like a huge fog bank in this valley here that I'm in from all the moisture from the rain. Well, that was cool. There's no dry pavement to dry my stuff off. So I'm gonna continue on to Tennessee Pass, and maybe it'll be a little more warm and sunny when I get up there and I can dry my stuff there. The sun is so weak, it's barely doing any good at all. I may have to be here for like 3 hours. Oh no, I'm losing my sun, and nothing is dry at all. Well, I couldn't really get things as dry as I wanted, so I'm hanging my ground sheet off the back of my pack. That's really the most important thing. My sleeping bag is dry enough. My tarp's not dry. Other things were kind of damp, but they're not as important as the ground sheet because I lay my bed right down on it. So hopefully it'll dry before it starts raining again. I took a weather report using my Zolio, and it just shows like every day. Today's the least amount of rain, 64%, but then it's like 80 something percent every day. So rather than waste time going to Leadville, looks like if you're desperate, there's other ways to get to Leadville. And I'm just gonna try my best to get to Twin Lakes as quick as possible. I get to Turquoise Lake first. There's a cabins or bunks or something nearby. I could hitch there if I'm desperate. And the trail doesn't really go up to 12,000 feet, so I'm just gonna put my head down and hike. It's 9 a.m., so pretty sure I can make another 20 miles before the end of the day. God, I'm really getting sick of these mountain bikers who blast you out of the way. They either go woohoo or something, or they go, hi, how you doing? Like, you know, it's a nice, polite way of saying, get the hell out of my way. It's so annoying. Well, I just spent a couple hours hiking with a guy named Dan, talking about random stuff. Nice to have the miles and the hours go by so fast. It's about noon. He's gonna stop for lunch, and I'm just gonna keep going, see where I get to. I'm about 6.5 miles from Turquoise Lake. Another chance to go to Leadville. Probably won't go though. See, I got an 11,000 foot climb coming up. I'm at 10,000, so it's not that big of a deal. It's been very pleasant hiking in the forest, and Dan's been trying to convince me to do Collegiate West instead of East, which East is down in the trees and West is like the highlight, or one of the highlights of the Colorado Trail. So I don't know, he's almost got me convinced. It's just this terrible weather. I hate the weather. Well, it's 1:30 and it's starting to rain, so got all my rain gear on. Hopefully I can stay a little drier than yesterday. Hard to see, but it's raining like hell over there. There's power lines up there. Some there too. Well, the rain just sprinkled a little bit, and now it's sunny with the occasional little puffy clouds. I was able to lay all my stuff out and get it properly dry. So now hopefully it'll not rain at all, and I'll have a nice dry night. So these are the power lines that I saw. Well, maybe not the exact ones, but you know, the same line of them. That's pretty cool. It's been a tough day. I've only gone like 22 miles. I've been hiking all day. So I think I'm gonna try to go a half a mile further. There might be a campsite. Well, I'm not that thrilled with this campsite, but there's more campsites about 0.7 or maybe a little bit more, maybe within a mile. So I'm gonna do another mile. At least it's not climbing anymore, so it's not that bad. Plus it's a little cold over here on this side of the mountain, and everything is still so wet. Well, it rained last night, so I had to pack up soaking wet things again. And the tree I was under dripped on me all night after it rained, so at least it didn't rain during the day and get everything, my whole body wet. So I think I have about 18 miles to the turnoff to Twin Lakes, and then it's like a 1.5 mile or 2 mile road walk. Maybe somebody will give me a ride, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get there. If there's a place I can stay, or if I just grab my food and keep going. And another thing, I don't think this Collegiate West route is on the CDT. I think the CDT has its own east and west route, but it's really hard to tell, so I'm gonna, when I get to Twin Lakes, I'm gonna try to figure that out. I may opt to just stay on the Colorado Trail until it joins back with the CDT again. That might be more fun and more beautiful, I'm not sure. You know, hike your own hike, choose your own adventure. So anyway, hopefully there's not too many huge mountains to climb today, and I'm looking forward to getting some food. When you're hiking in the forest, it's hard to see all the mountains around you, but there's some pretty big ones right there. It's a little tiny lake, a little pond. I don't know, the camera can't really show it to you. It's very cute though. Oh, it's raining. It's only 7:30 and already thunder showers. That kind of looks like fresh snow to me from all this rain. I haven't been taking very many pictures because it's just been raining and it kind of just looks like this all the time. It's been a nice trail though. The uphills have been very gentle, the downhills have been gentle. There's been lots of sections where it's pretty much flat. And look at all this rain falling from the trees. I wish I could get to a spot where the sun was out and I could just, you know, kind of warm up. This has not been a very, you know, summery storm. At least not for my Southern California self. It's been a little cool. And anyway, this is what the trail looks like. It's pretty nice. Making good time to get to Twin Lakes. I think that's Leadville, way out there in the trees. It's a pretty big town. I've been passing a lot of side trails to climb Mount Elbert and Mount Massive. I think Elbert is the highest peak in Colorado, and I'm surprised the CDT doesn't make you climb it. I'm glad though. I guess I kind of have had my fill of high elevation and difficult stuff. So I like hiking in the forest, but there's no views. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn, but I like making big miles. I like just being able to hike and not struggle. Hi. Hi. This mushroom, it looks like a tongue. So I'm about maybe 3/4 or half a mile from town. So it's only about 1:30. I'm gonna get my stuff all dry while I can. And then if I can't get a place to stay in town, I can at least get my food and come back out here. And I saw some campsites coming down the mountain. So that's my plan. Well, I guess there's maybe only one hotel in Twin Lakes. The other numbers I tried, they didn't work. And the one hotel says they don't have any availability, so there's nowhere to stay, which means I gotta get my resupply and hike another 4 days before I can take a shower. That kind of sucks. So I'm just gonna keep drying my stuff here, even though the sun went away. hopefully it'll come back. Well, I couldn't get everything dry before the sun went away. Seems like it's gonna rain again. Hopefully this seating area they have at the general store isn't in the rain and I can get out of it for a little while. A mile walk to the grocery store and back. It's weird, but I kind of don't have any hunger today, so everything looks bad. I'm walking around in the aisles and it's like, nothing looks good. But I'm sure once I eat, I'll feel better. I gotta find a good place to eat.